Well, hello and welcome to this weekend weather video. I waited till tonight because I wanted to go over some more of the models, and I was involved in something last night, but a really just gloomy week. We've been stuck in the clouds every single day. Usually when we have cold fronts move through, this doesn't happen, so this is really unusual because of all the additional, you could see it's just a lot of moisture that's trapped underneath an inversion. That's been a problem all week long. A lot of it's coming from the lakes. A lot of it's because of this trough that's around, or the cyclonic flow that we've been stuck in all week. No high pressure. The highlight of the week was the northern lights that we had, obviously, Tuesday night, which were beautiful. Again, just rainbow of color. Even though we had the clouds, and trust me, it would have been a lot better if those clouds completely cleared out, but we had enough of the skies went partly cloudy, so we were able to get to see some of it, at least, a little nice rainbow of color there. That was the highlight of the week. The rest of the week's been kind of dull. We've had some times where we've had some breaks in the clouds. This was from yesterday, but more or less the clouds have more or less dominated, and today was no different. Again, we had sun in the morning and then clouds dominating through much of the day and into the evening. Again, you get those breaks, but as soon as you get those breaks, they fill right back up again. It's really, really, really super annoying. Unfortunately, this is what we're dealing with. And we're even dealing with some shower activity. That's right. We've had some shower activity every single day. We've had a little bit of shower activity scattered about. Yesterday we had a brief one that really just barely got the ground wet. But look at what we got going on right now. We have decent shower activity. This has been going on for a while. It's like there's a streamer, like a lake effect streamer or something. It's coming down from upstate New York, going over the Twin Forks there. Looks like Southold, Greenport, anything from east to Southold to Greenport, down through anything in the East Hampton town. You've been having a rainy evening tonight, and that wasn't even called for. None of the models even predicted this. So it really just shows you just the state that our atmosphere is in. The models cannot keep up with because we have much warmer than normal oceans globally, so that means more moisture in the air. The models, and not to mention the cutbacks at NOAA, so we're definitely seeing forecast accuracy definitely decline. This is what we're seeing, and we're gonna have more rainy misery tomorrow, I'm afraid, ruining your Saturday night. So let's pull this out. Take the larger view of the CONUS view on the satellite, and you can see there's that trough. And again, they've had beautiful weather in the southeast, dry, mild weather because there's been a high sitting over them, and they've had beautiful weather all week long. And even into the mid-Atlantic to some extent. But we've been just stuck in this cyclonic flow that's been stuck over the northeast for a while, and then you can see there's an atmospheric river now starting in California that's going to be producing a lot of flooding. You can see there's your atmospheric river right there, and that's also flowing across the whole country. So you can see where the kind of the jet stream is here. You can see where that ridge is over the southeast. So if we look at our weather map, you see there's your high. We'll put the surface analysis too. See, there's your high. We have another high over here. A warm front that's going to be triggering rain for tomorrow, and then another cold front, which is going to bring colder air back into the picture on Sunday with more very strong winds that we're going to have to talk about as well. Let's take a look at what we got going on outside right now, and about that in a moment here. So fairly cool across the area here. Temperatures are in the 40s, mainly mid-40s. And there will probably be radiational cooling because the winds are going to calm down. However, if you're in the city, it's 48 at LaGuardia, 48 at Central Park, 46 at JFK, 48 at Islip. So temperatures are fairly uniform right now. I'm not seeing any because we have the cloud cover. That's why. So our temperatures are fairly uniform. Though you will notice that there is a gale watch in effect from 6 p.m. Saturday to 6 a.m. Sunday, and a small craft advisory from 6 p.m. Saturday to 6 a.m. Sunday. And then there's a gale watch in effect from Sunday morning through late Sunday night, and that is because of that wind that I'm going to tell you about in a moment. So the temperatures are cool out there. Still see a gust up to 33 at Stony Brook here. Man, I wish it was that cool where I'm at. You won't believe how warm it is in the alley tonight. How about 56 degrees? Yep, that's the temperature of the air coming in through my window now. That's what happens when there's not much wind. Let's go and look at the highs for today. High temperatures for today, and it was another cool day again. Only low 50s. We've been cool all week. Hasn't been that warm. Low to mid 50s generally for highs, and the lows. Well, it looks like West Hampton came down to 30. Maybe we did have a little bit of radiational cooling this morning. 36 at Islip, and 25 at Miller Air Park. So I think they definitely had some radiational cooling in the New Jersey Pinelands, for sure. If we look at today's statistics from Islip, you'll see that the high was 52 and the low is 36, 2 degrees below normal for the day. So that's generally what we've been averaging. Nothing crazy below normal, but consistently a little bit below normal. So let's show you what's going to be happening here in the atmosphere as we head into this weekend. And that high over there kind of stays over the southeast, but you'll see tomorrow we have a warm front approaching that's going to be triggering some showers for your Saturday night, just in time for your Saturday night. And it's going to be a pretty rainy, miserable Saturday night. And then that low, as it moves up into Maine, starts intensifying, and we start seeing that pressure gradient on Sunday. And that means we're going to be dealing with some wind, and I would definitely recommend a wind advisory for Sunday. We might need it right through Monday, though I'm going to talk mainly about Sunday's weather here. But you can see that pressure gradient there. And once again, the usual setup with the cyclonic flow over the east and the high in the middle of the country. If we want to just go a little bit further, you see that maybe we'll get into some high pressure. Maybe we'll have better chances of seeing some sunshine next week. I'm hoping, because this whole week, I mean, what a waste of a cold air mass. We didn't get one clear day out of it. Meanwhile, places in the southeast and the Midwest got countless clear days. It's not right, man. But this is what happened. So anyway, now you have an idea of what's going to be happening. Let's look at the HRRR, and we'll first show you the dew points and wind flow to show you that warm front that we're going to have coming in. So here you go. There's your, still got showing a little bit of a light north wind. You still see the low, very low humidity, dew points in the 20s. And that's why we probably will see that radiational cooling tomorrow. The winds eventually start backing to the west by the afternoon. We still have that dry air in place, which you would think would try to hold back the rain a little bit, and it might try. But we'll have showers move into the picture as we get toward 8, 9 o'clock for sure. Dew points start rising. We start seeing a southwest when we get in the warm sector briefly overnight, which our temperatures will rise too as a result of that. And then as we head into Sunday, you start seeing that cold air come crashing in again with the northwest winds there, and the dew points dropping quite significantly behind that. So our time in the warm sector will be brief. So tonight, I think we'll have a cold night again. I think 20s could be possible in the Pine Barrens, 30s in most other areas for lows, except I'll be lucky to see some 40s in my alley. So, and then for Saturday, you'll see the temperatures go up to around 50 again. So similar to today, temperature-wise. You can see there's that warm sector. Look at how warm it is in that warm sector. Temperatures in the 70s into Virginia and even Ohio. And we get a little taste of that warm sector overnight again, where the temperatures will rise, probably could rise close to 60. And then you'll start Sunday morning off around in the 50s. But then the rest of Sunday, don't be fooled. The rest of the Sunday is going to get chilly. The temperatures are only going to be probably only in the 40s, probably. So it's going to get quite chilly with that wind. You're definitely going to feel it. So let's take a look at the precipitation here. And you see there is not really a whole lot of precipitation here until we get toward Saturday night. So here we are at 7 o'clock. You start seeing some showers. Here we are at 8 o'clock. And there's a more widespread area showers here that develop. That'll be around for much of your Saturday night and probably going till at least midnight. And then it'll finally stop. And then as you get into Sunday, we may still have to watch out for some instability showers, perhaps, or even a snow flurry. You can see there's going to be a lot of instability behind this, so probably plenty of clouds again. If you're hoping for some sunshine on Sunday, I think you're going to have plenty of clouds, so maybe there'll be some sunshine in between the clouds, but you can see that sounding there. As for tomorrow, we're going to have a lot of increasing high clouds. So as far as the amount of rain we're going to see from this, it won't be terribly much. Total accumulated precip, probably around between a quarter and maybe a half an inch. Maybe. More likely around a quarter of an inch. So no, it won't be a soaker, but it's going to be making it wet enough that you're going to need your umbrella, your windshield wipers, and all that other crap for you tomorrow night. So, let's go to the NAM next. With the 0Z NAM in as well. NAM looks even lighter. Let's go ahead and look at the NAM. So here's the NAM, and you start seeing those showers break out. The NAM is not nearly as pronounced, and the NAM seems to have a much more scattered activity. So that's why, let's see. I mean, there's a lot of dry air in place, so it's going to have to overcome all that. And so that's why I'm leaning toward generally the lighter totals. Maybe, if you're lucky, maybe at least the earlier part of your Saturday night would be decent, but once you get toward, I think, 9 o'clock, it's going to start getting kind of wet. So let's go take a look at, now you got an idea of what's going to be happening with our precipitation. Let's go take a look at the skies. And obviously plenty of clouds tonight, and tomorrow we may have a little bit of sun in the morning, but then you're going to have high clouds throughout the day, maybe some jet chunk, and they're going to lower and thicken, and then the clouds obviously for us overnight. And then Sunday we may get a few breaks of sun, perhaps, but then I think they'll fill back up with instability cloudiness. This is the RGEM, which has always been positive. The RGEM has been underdoing the clouds every single day, so we'll have to look at some other cloud models as well. And then as you get into Monday, we're going to have a lot more, I think, in the way of clouds and some strong winds as well as a result of that. So similar to what we experienced last week. Now that we covered all that, let's go take a look at what we have for the winds as we head into your Sunday. So let's go to the Ventus sky here, and because the winds are definitely going to be an issue, and that's why I'm going to recommend the wind advisory for Sunday. So this is the Ventus sky. All right, the winds don't look too bad in the morning, but I think as we head toward the afternoon, they're going to start picking up. You're going to have gusts close to 40, and then see gusts close to 40. However, I think windy.com would be a better choice because this model was showing stronger winds. Let's go take a look at this. And honestly, seeing that pressure gradient, I think we're going to have some strong wind gusts. So here we are. You're waking up already 8 in the morning. You already have wind gusts 35 miles an hour. And then as you make your way into the afternoon, here are 2 o'clock in the afternoon, wind gusts in the mid-40s. So 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts. I think that needs a wind advisory. There could be some scattered tree damage and power outages from these winds. And then as you get into Sunday night, they drop off a little bit, not terribly. And then once you get into Monday, just to give you a preview, the winds are still going to be with us. So there you go. So going to be windy again. We're going to be in the wind machine again. And as far as cloud cover goes, we can look at this as well for cloud cover. And show you what we're going to have for Sunday here. So you can see, all right, it shows some sunshine. Actually, the European seems to be a little bit better for Sunday. So we'll have to see what happens. Maybe we'll get some. Sunday's generally going to be a better day. You're just going to be dealing with the wind. Saturday, I mean, during the day, you're okay. It's just you're going to have to worry about the evening. This is the European. You can see there's that precipitation as it makes its way closer to us. And then right around 9 p.m., that's when we're dealing with it. Though it doesn't look like anything too heavy. It won't be very windy either, so I don't think we're going to have too much wind when that precipitation is falling. Let's go look at that for a moment. I mean, I don't see the arrows moving very fast, but we'll go to wind gusts. There is some wind. It is showing some wind, so I guess we will have to deal with some wind with the rain, too. Lovely. So, yeah, this is the rain. And no thunderstorms. I don't think we're going to have. There is a risk of maybe showing some risk of thunderstorms. I don't think we're going to have thunderstorms. I think just be showers, rain. We will go back to the European as well and look at the European as far as back to tidbits and we'll just see what the European was calling for as far as how much rain we would see. It's not as high of a resolution model, but we can look at it just as well. So this is the European. Obviously, it looks like it's wetter, certainly than the NAM. And I feel that'll, when we look at the total accumulated precip, yeah, the European's closer to like a half an inch. I'm not sure if I'm buying that. So I'm leaning more toward around a quarter of an inch. And hopefully it's not as wet as the European is saying. Because, again, everybody goes out Saturday night. It's important, and we don't need a rainy Saturday night. Hopefully, at least we can wait a little bit. I mean, I like going out. I don't want to be stuck inside. So, and where I live floods when it rains. So, you know that already. In my town, we have no drainage in Mineola coming home. So, anyway, I think that's going to wrap this up. So, that's what we're looking at. Again, a little bit of crappy weather for Saturday night, and then we'll have to deal with the wind, which I'd much rather deal with than the rain on Sunday. And like I said, a wind advisory will probably be needed on Sunday, though Upton often doesn't issue one when it's needed. Lately, they've been really, I mean, the last time we did our weather video, we had a 59-mile-an-hour wind gust at Islip, and they did not issue a wind advisory. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with them over there, but I think a wind advisory is needed. I think it's just a result of the government cutbacks that we've been seeing. So, you know who to thank for that. Have a good night. Thank you for watching.